Hello there guys, and Merry Christmas! I hope you're enjoying the holiday season and doing something that makes you happy. Now I'm sufficiently plied with food and alcohol, I thought I'd use this time to think about some plans for 2026. But before I do, I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of you for your support during 2025, for all the views, comments, likes, etc. It is hugely appreciated. And of course, special thanks to my Patreon supporters and YouTube members for their ongoing support of this channel. I really couldn't do it without any of you guys, so please do know that it is hugely appreciated and I'm massively grateful. Thank you guys. Before moving on to 2026, let's have a very quick review of 2025. I did 25 completed builds in 2025. And of those, the most popular were my B17 dual build, so that was the Fortress 3 and the B17G in natural metal finish. The SAS Diorama in Europe. I think that's one of my personal favourites. And the Horch 4x4 going through the muddy field on the Eastern Front. They were my top 3 build videos in 2025, although interestingly still in the top 3 videos overall was my 3.7cm Pack 35 diorama, all the way back from October 2020. I thought everybody had seen this video by now, but apparently not. Now looking forward to 2026, I did a similar video to this last year, called, cunningly enough, Projects 2025. However, I didn't do very well at building some of the kits I had planned there. So this year I'm going to take a slightly different tact. Firstly, I'm going to try to change the way that I build models. A couple of times last year I found myself overwhelmed with ongoing projects. So for 2026 I'm going to try to limit myself to one larger model, whether that's a really big kit or just a really complex kit, plus maybe one or two smaller models, which of course is easier said than done. In terms of the bigger kits, one of the ones I really want to do is this ICM Hamdam, which has just been released. This is a brand new tooling from ICM, 1/48 scale, and something that looks absolutely fantastic, so I'm really keen to get that one on the bench and get it built. Another aircraft that I'm really keen to build, and I did mention this one last year, is the Trumpeter 1/24 scale Hurricane. This of course would go perfectly with my 1/24 scale Spitfire, which I built a while ago now. I think with hindsight, perhaps 1/32 scale would have been better. I've got the 1/32 scale Lancaster, and 1/32 just seems more common than 1/24. But I have this kit, so of course I'm going to use it. And I also have the Red Fox Studio 3D decals for this as well, so that should help to bring that cockpit alive. Another big kit that I really want to get stuck into is this Panther from Ryfield Models. As you can see from the box art here, this is a full interior kit, but it also has the cutaway sections so that you can actually display the interior so you can see it, rather than just building it and leaving it forever. That said, I do believe it also includes the regular kit pieces, so the hull without the cutaway, the turret without the cutaway. So you do have the option. I've had this kit for a while now. I think I bought it in 2018 perhaps. I remember buying it in Hong Kong, and the box is a bit battered because it got shipped all the way home. But it's definitely something that I want to get into this year. Finally, in terms of the larger kits, last year I showed you this 1/12 scale Tyrrell F1 car, which I haven't built yet. However, I am really keen to build a 1/12 scale car, and to show my commitment, I have managed to buy 3 more of them during 2025. So I now also have this Brabham BT44, in the lovely Martini livery. I have the Lotus 49B with that fantastic high experimental wing. And I have the McLaren M23 in the Yardley decals. Tamiya also do this in 1/20th scale, which I have in the James Hunt Texaco livery. But I'm definitely going to build a 1/12 scale F1 car this year. Moving on to smaller kits and a couple of tiny kits which I think I've showed you before. This is the Copper State Models British motorcycle, TR Model H, and a British dispatch rider with a basket full of pigeons. Now if you saw my build of the CSM armoured car earlier this year, you'll know that I really like Copper State Models kits. Their subject choice and their design are absolutely fantastic. These two kits are slightly different in that they are 3D printed, but looking inside them they look absolutely magnificent in terms of their detail. So I think a very small scene, probably just a few inches in diameter, with our motorcyclist riding along, perhaps down a country lane or something like that, would be a great smallish project. From the latest 3D printed technology to some very old technology, we have Tamiya's 7.5cm anti-tank gun. This is a 1975 release, I believe. I picked this up this year, although it wasn't quite as cheap as $1.99. But I thought again it could make a nice small scene, perhaps in a ruined house or something similar. There's a little bit of pressure on this one because, as I say, my Pack 35. There's a little bit of pressure on this one because, as I say, my Pack 35 was actually my most successful video of all time. So I'll have to see if I can do anything even remotely comparable with this. What I'll most likely do for this one is do a lot of research for some reference images and then try to find something that really inspires me, and essentially try to copy the reference image. One more thing I want to work on in 2026 is the set of Stalker figures, which were very kindly sent to me by Spalar Models. I did a quick review of them and I built one of the figures ready for my abandoned cafe diorama, but I've got a really good idea for how I can use these. Essentially you've got three sort of zombie style figures plus a scientist figure. And what I'm thinking of is, instead of having some kind of battle scene where these monsters are attacking someone or something, I'm thinking of having a sort of post-apocalyptic zoo where these three monster figures are in cages of various or enclosures of various kinds, and then our scientist there is essentially sort of a worker monitoring them in the zoo. I'm not quite sure how that would turn out. I can sort of visualise scratch building a zoo. I'm just wondering how things like the visitors to the zoo would work, given that I don't have any figures that would fit in. But it could also be sort of some kind of scientific research centre or something. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking at the moment. Obviously, if you have any ideas or suggestions for that, then please do feel free to leave them in the comments below. Talking of scratch building things, scratch building is really something that I'd like to get into a bit more in 2026, and I've got a couple of ideas of things that you can't get kits for, so I really would like to have a go at building myself. And the first of those ideas is something that I learnt about a couple of years ago, which is these rescue buoys. These were used in the English Channel by both the RAF and the Germans, although these are German examples. And they were basically refuges for downed pilots. And they would have some kind of mechanism on the top, probably a flag or perhaps a light, to indicate they were occupied, while also providing some security and warmth and food for the pilots waiting rescue. There's actually a video on YouTube about one of these, which I believe is the only remaining one which has been found and restored in, I want to say, Norway. So there's not a huge amount of information available about them. But I do think I could have a go, hopefully I'm not overestimating my skills here, at scratch building this sort of elongated hexagonal shape. What I could do is be a wimp and just do that shape and have it floating in a bit of resin. But I think what I'd have to do is have some kind of cutaway as well, and do the interior. I'm not quite sure how that would work. I can imagine a lot of styrene sheet being used, perhaps in combination with a 3D printed exterior. So perhaps the hexagonal shape itself I could 3D print to give it some rigidity, and then use styrene for the interior. I'm not sure yet. Again, this would also have to feature a figure really, I think, and therefore I'd have to think about scale, because I tend to build in 1/35th scale, but we don't tend to get 1/35th scale pilot figures. That said, it's been scratch built, so I can build it in any scale I want. But yes, that's definitely something that I'm really interested in moving forward with in 2026. Another idea that I'm keen on, and this one sounds a bit strange, but I really would like to make a wooden mock-up tank or wooden prototype tank. It was quite common for designers to build wooden mock-ups of their new tanks before they were actually created, either in 1:1 scale or a smaller scale, and I can really imagine doing some kind of workshop scene where I've got a couple of workers and a big wooden tank being built up. Of course, that would almost certainly have to be entirely scratch built, because even the most basic plastic injection molded kit is going to have far more detail than a wooden mock-up would have. I suppose I could take a cheap plastic kit and sand off all the detail. I'm not quite sure yet, but it's definitely something that I've been keen on doing for a while. Slightly related to that, we did have the Allies using fake tanks occasionally in World War II. So in this case, for example, we've got trucks or something disguised as tanks with a wooden shell on them to misdirect the enemy. And of course, inflatable tanks were used for the same purpose. The inflatable tank is an interesting idea. I think to avoid making it look like just a bad model, would have to have something like a couple of fellas lifting it up or something to make it really clear that it was inflatable and lightweight, as opposed to just a very undetailed model. Or perhaps, and this would be quite hard to do, a sort of half-inflated tank. That would be really difficult to do, wouldn't it? I'm not sure how I'd do that. But something along those lines, I think, would be a really cool idea. And then finally, a vehicle that's really interested me for a while now is the Armadillo. This is a British improvised armoured truck, basically used as a last line of defence in case German paratroopers started dropping on British airfields. I really like these quirky make-do British designs. I did build the Beaverette in 1/76 scale a while ago, and I would like to build this bigger brother, the Armadillo. Now originally I was going to scratch build this, but when I started looking for a truck base, I saw this image about an upcoming release from Gecko Models. However, I have seen this image for about 6 or 7 months now and heard nothing else about it, so I'm not sure if this release is ever going to come to light. If it does, it's definitely something I'll snap up and build. If it doesn't, I'll probably buy one of their trucks and try to improvise the Armadillo on the back. And finally, one last idea for 2026, which is hopefully a slightly easier one. I would really like to do some kind of museum scene. So a tank or two, or an aircraft or two, on some kind of display with some visitors wandering around. And to be honest, I think a great example, a great candidate for that would be the Panther G with the interior, which I mentioned earlier. Because what better way to sort of genuinely show off that cutaway than to have it in a museum with some visitors wandering around it. Anyway, there's some food for thought. I'm going to stop now before I make myself a list that I definitely cannot complete. Please do let me know in the comments below what you thought of these ideas and which ones you'd like to see, or indeed any other ideas that you might have. I always appreciate the comments you leave in my videos, and I do my absolute best to respond to every single one of them. So please do leave some ideas below if you have any. I would like to say thank you once again for all of your support in 2025. Thank you for watching this video, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I wish you a very happy 2026 full of fun modelling. Take care guys, and Merry Christmas.